I've been traveling more these past 2 years than I ever imagined. And while I was speaking at an event in Vietnam, people kept asking me the same kind of questions about content creation, growth, going viral, and social media. Honestly, the conversations were so real and so relevant that I thought, why not share them with you guys too? So here are some of the questions, answers, and things I've learned along the way. Hope this helps.
For your educational and emotional needs, do you have any specific terms that I should look after in 90 days, like views or?
So first 90 days, I look at views. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't care much about followers. I care about how much views I can bring in one piece of content. And one thing I didn't talk enough about, I think, but I kind of mentioned on the hooks, is you want to do a little bit of content research on your niche. You kind of want to spend like at least a few hours on that platform you're trying to grow. Like maybe you want to go on Instagram. I would go, an hour maybe, or even hire an assistant to like just go and look for the content that do better than others, like an outliers. So let's say you're into fitness, and there's a fitness content creator that usually have like 1,000 views, but then one piece of content that he has that have 100,000 views. I would kind of look into it and see, why, Is that the hook? Is that because the structure of the video? And I kind of want to add that in my content. So to answer your question, I always look at views in the first 30 days.
First of all, thank you for the whole thing. It was really informative. Because I'm in the process right now of analyzing content that's well at my age. It's I'm still growing my account. I guess my question is, in terms of when you were starting out, how were you analyzing your content or
Analyzing other people's content?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is exactly this process I do. There's 3 ways to do it. What is your niche? Maybe I can go into it.
Like UGC.
Okay. So it's quite broad, but I would first thing I would go to, let's say if I want to go on Instagram, I would go to Instagram and type the exact keyword, like UGC or fitness or math or dancing or restaurant, right? So I would type on that, and then I would look for all the content that go quite viral, because you can see right away about the content that go viral. And I would click on that creator, and then I would study it hard. Because on that creator alone, there's some flop content, and there's some content that go crazy good, right? So most of the creators get like maybe 50,000 views, which is good, they're a big creator. But then there's one piece of content, he or she has like 1 million views. So I would look into that kind of content, and I would maybe use the same hook. But then I obviously don't copy it, but I would play the hook, and then I'll just put into my own advice and my own content. And that strategy has never failed. A lot of people want to do they want to come up with a new hook right away, but why would you work harder when the content they already show you? And by the way, the second way is that Instagram already showed you what kind of content they're doing well. If you go into Insight, dashboard on Instagram, there's a thing called Insights. And you can find the content that look like you. So they basically give you the content to look into, to learn, and to get, ideas. Or TikTok have the creator, I think what they call creator spotlight or something like that. Or keyword for creator. I forgot the name. But they basically show you inspiration. So that's how I would look into it. The most important thing I would think is the hook. So that's where I would look into the hook. And then the second thing is structure. A big structure nowadays is a rating, right? So people ask you can you rate 0 to 10? UGC, is this important? Reply to comments, is that important? And then the other person say, it's 8 out of 10, and then you give them a reason.
Hashtags.
9 out of 10 is dead a long time ago.
Reposting old content.
3rd place, I know a lot of people think it's lazy. It's not. It's actually very smart.
Buying followers.
10th place, I don't know why it's still in this list.
Collab with others.
6th place, it's helpful sometimes. Depends on the creator, of course, but you still have to fix your own content.
Trending audio.
8th place, it doesn't really help as much anymore. You better focus on the hook and the content itself.
Having a niche.
5th place is really good in the beginning because it will help algorithm to find your content, but after you get established, you can start branching out.
Copy copying other creators' hooks.
Second place, I know it sounds wrong, but it is very helpful. You can use the hook from a different niche to your own niche and use your own advice in your content.
Posting 3 times a day.
Seventh place, especially in the beginning, I'd rather spend time to do content research, look for the outliers instead of just posting random content.
Scripting your content.
Fourth place, because you want to batch content. You don't want to just freestyle all the time.
Outlier research.
First place, this is the most important thing, guys. Big creators do that all the time. Mr. Beast, Gary Vee, they all have their own team in finding the outliers and create content based on the successful content in the past instead of starting from day one.
Should I try to have all the 3E or
Yeah.
should I just focus on one?
That's a very good question. If you make a YouTube video, you should have all 3E's because it's a long video, 10-minute video. But it's a short form video, I would just pay attention to one.
And my second question is, how much do you use ChatGPT for the ID or for the connection?
I use ChatGPT to fix my grammar. It's not as good for coming up with ideas, but it does give you ideas. It's just, you still have to fine tune it. It's not like you can just copy it and then it's gonna go viral or something like that, right? The best way is still doing your own research.
Thank you first. Would you still say that trending sounds or trending music, viral music, like, I don't know, like, let's say Taylor Swift songs, is very important still for, your or my video?
Yeah, it is, but it's not as important as people think. It's not gonna change the algorithm, but it's more of like psychological. So like, let's say, if this song is trending right now, it just makes your content more relevant, right? So even if you post like an old content that you posted a year ago, but now you put that new trending sound on, your content becomes relevant again. And people are like, oh, I know this song, So to me, it's more like that than actually the algorithm. Like, it's not necessarily do a lot. I think also one last thing I want to say is that speed is super important, guys. Like, speed, just like everything in competition or in life, like, people underestimate speed, right? Trending stuff, or sometimes people play downplay on it, but maybe they play downplay on it for a reason, right? Because they don't want you to play that game. But this is the game we play. You have to be fast. And unfortunately, that definitely played a big deal on most of the things in life these days. So, trending sound, trending content, if you have time, just play with it. It's literally, some content takes like 3 seconds to make. And that video that made 83 million views, for me, it was like, took me like 5 seconds. But yeah, it's important. Like, you want to be fast on content creation. I'm for sure.
Is there a penalty in doing bad content, or should I just throw as much as I can and mind if it's
I would throw as much as you can at the beginning, because you don't know what bad content is, right? Like, how do you know what would be
well,
bad?
you know afterward? Because
Afterwards, and you can delete it. Or you can archive it, But yeah, you don't know until you test it, right? So I do, I test a lot.
Because you said you have to edit in batch and then you filming your own.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what was your studio originally? Like having this job and trying this content creation.
Yeah, I'll spend at least 2 to 3 hours for content creation a week. I will shoot video of me doing activities behind the scene, all the B-roll of content. If you have the chance, if you have work that, extra money, you can hire an editor. That's what I did as well. It will help me free up a lot of time.
Yeah.
But it might not be worth it for you to have an editor until you know what's working for you. So, yeah.
Okay, last chance. Is there any more questions? Okay, doesn't seem so. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
See you guys.